it's a family comedy, and it's actually going to be called Family Cruise. Like it's spelled Cruz, like Ted Cruz's last name, and like you're gonna see all of the reasons why he actually did have to go to Cancun, and it has to do with like the wacky hijinks that Ted Cruz goes through with his family. And then the blizzard hits, and Ted Cruz is sweating. He's like, I can't leave now. That would be terrible optics. But his family is like, come on, Dad, you promised, and like flashback to him saying like, next time for sure. Like, and he's like, oh, I can't do that. We're talking about Rafael Tedward Cruz. And I'm sure you guys saw this. We did kind of a creative writing thing last week, and I think this is a good jumping off point for a similar segment this week, because I thought this whole situation was freaking hilarious, and I think that we could make it even funnier. Oh, good. I made it to the Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer, is a crappy human part of the evening. I'm actually not here to throw shade on Ted Cruz. I think there's plenty of people who have done that. I think that job has been thoroughly done. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but that's not the point of this segment. The point of this segment is to look a little bit into the future, okay? I'm thinking that similar to the movie Vice, which was like a 2017 film. We did an episode about it, about something that happened the previous decade when Cheney was the vice president of the United States. I think in like 2032, they'll make a movie that's like totally 2020s, you know, like it's early 2020s culture that they're showing. You know how there were movies in the 2000s that were very 90s, and there were like movies in the 2010s that are, you know, like I said with Vice, that are about the early aughts. Well, I think that this is going to be a movie in the early 2030s, and it's going to be a comedy called Family Cruise, okay? And it's gonna be about Ted Cruz, and it's like him and his family, and he's trying to juggle his life as like a senator, but also as a father and a husband. And it's gonna be a very like accessible, general audiences type film. And you already know who's gonna be playing Ted Cruz in this movie, and you don't even have to look. You don't even have to guess. It's going to be Brian Baumgartner. Tell me that's not freaking Ted Cruz right there. And so we'll get him to grow a little bit of facial hair, get rid of the cul-de-sac and get actual hair on his head. And then he totally gets into he totally gets cornrows. Hold on, there's got to be Ted Cruz cornrows. Come on. Yes. Ted Cruz denies having visited Cancun. So that's the whole thing. Ted Cruz, he's a senator. Like, he's got all the answers. I object, and like stuff like. But can he deal with his wacky family? You know, oh no, like it's like, Dad, you promised we could go to Cancun, and he's like, oh, you know, and like the movie starts with him like skipping his daughter's birthday or something to go to the Senate or something, and then they like his family's like, you promised you would go to Cancun with us. He's like, oh, this is gonna look really bad, but you know, I promised my daughter. And then all the fallout from that. Kevin James should be Ted Cruz though, it's so he can easily incorporate fart, burp, sneeze jokes. Let's just take a look at Kevin James. It's been a minute since I've laid eyes on Kevin James. I think we can make it happen. There he is as Paul Blart, I think. When you're at Cancun and you see the press show up asking why you're not in Texas during like the once in a lifetime like snow. And one of his lines definitely has to be, I believe in global warming when Texas freezes over. Like, that has to be one of his lines, dude. And then Adam Sandler's squad can be cameo appearances. Yes, dude. Yes. Now we're talking. Rob Schneider as a Cancun local would kill. Anthony, you're hitting this one out of the park again. Okay, so who else is in these Kevin James movies? The twist is that the snow is that it snows in Cancun. Well, no, he has to go back. Like, that's one of the more embarrassing sequences in the movie, is he has to go back. I haven't really like thought out the exact concrete plot line for this yet, but Jennifer Aniston would be Mrs. Cruz. Hold up. I actually don't know what Ted Cruz's wife looks like, but Jennifer Aniston fits. What she'll be his wife. I like her, and I don't know, because dude, come on, Brian Baumgartner looks just like. Actually, I know where I can show you right here. Oh, it's a pretty low quality image, but they're the same person, especially when he doesn't have the mustache on. Plus, I want to throw my guy Brian a bone. Kevin James has had plenty of star appearances, but while this is a working project, we'll put them together. Kevin James and Brian Baumgartner. We'll see who's available, right? I mean, and then you would have the antagonist be who's the cool skateboarder guy from no, they're not playing the same person. They're both in the runnings to get the role. No, who is Beto O'Rourke? So who can we think of that looks like Beto O'Rourke who could play him in the movie? Because he's going to be the antagonist. What he does the whole time is, even though he lost the race for Senate, Beto O'Rourke is trying to make Ted Cruz look bad. Tony Hawk! Oh my God. Oh shit, dude, that's so funny. He totally could be. Oh, Parker, you're just in time. Oh my gosh, Parker, we're just to get you caught up. Okay, so we're pitching a film that's gonna come out in like 2032, once a lot of people have forgotten exactly what happened, and it's gonna be about Ted Cruz leaving Texas during the blizzard to go to Cancun, and it's gonna be like the behind the scenes story, but it's not a legitimate explaining what happened. It's a family comedy, and it's actually gonna be called Family Cruz. It's spelled Cruz, like Ted Cruz's last name, and you're gonna see all of the reasons why he actually did have to go to Cancun, and it has to do with the wacky hijinks that Ted Cruz goes through with his family, and because he's like a serious senator, and he's out here to do very serious senator stuff, but then his family. He has to also be a good dad and a good husband, so he has to juggle all that stuff too, and through that. That's why he has to go to Cancun, and then we see the backlash and the repercussions. So we've been casting this movie, and so far we've got Brian Baumgartner or Kevin James as Rafael Edward Cruz, aka Ted Cruz. That's his real name, Rafael Edward Cruz. So I brought up Brian Baumgartner, although Anthony said Kevin James may be better for it, especially because Kevin James could then pull in other stars like Adam Sandler, what's his name, Rob Schneider. So we have a lot of these. If they do flashbacks, then Duke guard Grayson Allen needs to play young Ted Cruz. Let me see this. Yes. Oh, I actually have seen this. I've seen the progression where it's what you look like at different levels of being Ted Cruz. Definitely need a flashback scene to his younger days, and he can even be playing basketball. I don't know if Ted Cruz played basketball in his youth, but we could definitely get Grayson Allen a cameo spot as young Ted Cruz. Great. What's important is that it's basically the two halves of his life colliding, which cause all this chaos. His life as a senator and his life as a family man. So he definitely has to have a wife, and we've had Jennifer Aniston pitched as the potential wife, because there's two things about Jennifer Aniston. She's a great actress, and the other thing is she looks amazing no matter how old she gets. So I think she would be perfect even in 2032, which is when we're thinking this movie would come out. So she would be Ted Cruz's wife. He has to 1v1 Adam Sandler in basketball for Texas. I do like the idea of including all this basketball in there. Adam Sandler is definitely a baller. Why would it be Adam Sandler, though? Who is Adam Sandler playing? Because the other thing is we definitely have to have somebody play Beto O'Rourke, because we're pitching this as Beto O'Rourke being the antagonist to Ted Cruz, and maybe that's the beginning of the movie that establishes how much of a serious senator Ted Cruz is the what was it 2018 when they ran? I think it was yeah because Beto O'Rourke then ran in 2020, unless it was 2016, but I'm pretty sure it's 2018 when Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz ran against each other. Adam Sandler is Trump. Oh brother, I don't know. I think this would be the type of movie that would leave Trump out of it because it's trying to be apolitical. Like, they could have things with Trump, but it wouldn't show his face. Like, it would be like this. Like, he would say, like, you would hear things in a similar Trump voice, but he would be moving his hands, but you can't see his face because they're not actually, this isn't a commentary on Trump. It's not even a real commentary on the Texas Blizzard and Ted Cruz leaving the country. It's a comedy. And it's just making light of the situation, which is genuinely hilarious, no matter which side of the political aisle you're on. Adam Sandler can be Abbott. Is that his name? Abbott? Is that his first name or last name? I need more info. Anyways, Beto O'Rourke is going to be the antagonist, right? He's going to be the guy that is trying to antagonize Ted Cruz this whole time. Like, they run against each other in the Senate election at the beginning of the movie, and Ted Cruz wins, and he's like, now I can keep being senator and we can get stuff done. And okay, maybe that is why he missed. This sets up the reason he has to go to Cancun, because the Senate election is really close and Ted Cruz has to go all out, but his family has like a big thing going on. They're like, Ted, you told us you were going to be there. He's like, but I have to win this debate against Beto O'Rourke so I can, win the Senate and keep being a senator. He's like, I promise. Next time, no excuses. Like, that's like what he's like, setting up the later conflict. And to play Beto O'Rourke, we've proposed Tony Hawk, because one of the things about Beto O'Rourke is he loves to be this kind of like free-wielding cool guy. I think I can probably find skateboard crash. Yeah, here we go. So he's a young go-hard Beto O'Rourke. Oh my god, skateboarding on stage. Oh my gosh. Is it Greg Abbott? Yeah, you're right. He's the governor of Texas. I should have recognized it, because I've heard a lot of criticism of him. He's actually the person where they're like, why are you blaming Ted Cruz? Blame the governor. Yeah, okay. Adam Sandler could play him. I'm down with that. Because then he can be friends with Ted Cruz, too. Even though Greg Abbott has white hair, we'll dye it. We got this covered. We got makeup. We've got wardrobe. They'll make him look like Governor Abbott. And also, it's not like people really know what Greg Abbott looks like compared to Ted Cruz. A lot of people know what Ted Cruz looks like. 2032, so these guys might have gray hairs by then. True. That's a good point. That's true. We're looking at a decade plus out. The thing is, I think it's okay if you look really old, because even though I'm pretty sure Beto O'Rourke isn't that old, politicians look old, show me a young politician and I'll show you 20 old politicians. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. Plus, we've got movie magic. Maybe we'll bring on some special effects guys to digitally make them look younger. But yeah, maybe by then we won't even need Brian Bumgarner. We'll just have Grayson Allen play Ted Cruz. Because he'll be older and he'll just look like normal Ted Cruz. No, I don't think he'll change that much in 10 years. I think we've got a very solid foundation here. I don't think we've written the whole movie yet, but just briefly, for the sake of clarity, we'll just go with Kevin James. Kevin James is Ted Cruz, right? At the beginning of the movie, he's running against Beto O'Rourke, played by Tony Hawk, in the Senate race in 2018, and Ted Cruz is going all out, baby. Beto O'Rourke is very popular, but Senator Cruz is going to keep Texas red, goddammit, and he does it by neglecting his family. And they're saying, but Dad and honey, you promised. And he's like, next time, for sure. Maybe he skips their yearly trip to Cancun for the election, and then 2 years later, they take the trip every 2 years, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure out the details, but they do it again in 2021, and they're all excited. Ted bought the tickets way in advance. They're ready to go. He's like, we're going to Cancun in February. It's perfect. It's cold here in Texas. It's not that cold, but it's cold, and we'll go to a warmer place and enjoy it while no one else is there. Who thinks to go to Cancun in February? It's perfect. It'll be our little getaway. And then the blizzard hits, and Ted Cruz is sweating. He's like, I can't leave now. That would be terrible optics. But his family is like, come on, Dad. You promised. And like flashback to him saying like, next time for sure. Like, and he's like, oh, I can't I can't do that. That's like, and like his marriage is on the rocks too. Like he forgot their anniversary or something for some other hijinks. Maybe he was at the skate park trying to do something with Beto O'Rourke and he missed it. So he's really gonna be in a pickle if he's not able to get to Cancun. So he goes, and then he has to deal with the media shitstorm that happens after that. And then he comes back and does something epic in Congress to like win back everybody and also get to keep his family. He'll say some speech about family values and how leaving Texas was the right. I don't know. We'll find a way to close it and tie up all the loose ends at the back. Oh yeah. Also, Rob Schneider is is one of the natives in Cancun, of course, because they always make Rob Schneider that character. And we'll call it Family Cruise, and it'll be a hilarious comedy that everybody can enjoy, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. We'll win, countless Academy Awards, and you, watching this right now, will be in the credits as executive producer for helping us come up with the ideas and the casting and the plot. Give yourself a round of applause. I think you've earned it, because this movie is going to make us all rich. So thank you, Ted Cruz, for your hilarious, hijinks with leaving the country in the middle of a snowstorm. Rafael Cruz, the hilarious family dad who just keeps getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.